Back in the 1990s, when cell phones and PDAs were still separate things, over 1 million people bought something called the Psion, a durable clamshell organizer with reliable software and a large keyboard. 20 years later, the Psion's spiritual successor has finally arrived. From CES 2018 in Las Vegas, I'm MrMobile with a first look at the Gemini from Planet Computers. Yeah, but what is it? That's the #1 question I overheard during my brief time with the Gemini on the show floor, and it's an understandable one. This thing isn't much bigger than a large smartphone. Some versions of it have 4G built in, and you can even make calls on it. And yet, it's not intended to be a smartphone replacement. Planet says the Gemini was built to be a tool for creators. Bloggers, social media mavens, people whose workdays are measured in emails per hour. And the core feature for that audience is, of course, the physical keyboard. While it's usable as a thumbboard, it's really meant for a tabletop. And making that possible is an ingenious folding metal extension that slides out from the hinge when opened, keeping it balanced while you're clacking away. Much like a BlackBerry, there are function shortcuts mapped to some of the keys that let you change the screen brightness, or adjust the volume, or call up the emoji panel. Some of the software, like the Agenda, was heavily inspired by the Psion of the 90s. Where the old Psion had a row of physical buttons for shortcuts, the Gemini uses a popover panel in software that you can customize yourself. If you want more real estate than the 6-inch display gives you, you can pick up an HDMI adapter to plug into a bigger monitor through one of the USB-C ports. And if you need a little more precision than the touchscreen offers, you can pair a Bluetooth mouse as well. While there's no external display, there is an LED strip that's programmable, so you can set color sequences for specific alerts, like email or reminders or phone calls. Those phone calls are pretty neat, since the 2 ports on the front are both speaker and microphone. So there is no upside down or right side up. You just hold it to your head and talk. If video calls are more your speed, there's a 5-megapixel front-facing webcam and your choice of side-firing loudspeakers or a headphone jack. And if Android isn't enough to sate your mobile computing needs, you do have the option to boot into Linux as well. As excited as I am about the Gemini bringing back the dream of the 90s, I do have a couple concerns. For one thing, it's running last year's Android Nougat, apparently because Oreo support has yet to arrive for the MediaTek chipset this thing is built on. Also, I wasn't really encouraged by my first few minutes with the keyboard. First off, there's no backlight, which is a big downer. And secondly, I felt like the keys were on the mushy side. I had to really punch down on some of them to get keystrokes to register. Now remember, I'm at CES, and this was a pre-production model pulled off the assembly line days ago. I'll need a full review out in the real world with a retail model to evaluate it properly. The Planet Gemini is the product of an Indiegogo campaign that's still rolling on. Buyers have their option of Wi-Fi only and cellular models, the latter of which is compatible with both GSM and CDMA networks. Yay for Verizon and Sprint. At press time, the Wi-Fi model is available for $299, the 4G version is $399, and a variety of accessories are on offer, including an external camera for an extra $49. I'll drop the link to the campaign in the description below. Those who backed early on will start getting their units later this month, with deliveries continuing through the spring. And hopefully, review devices will start landing on desks like mine soon too. If that happens, those following me on Instagram at @MrMobile will be the first to see the unboxing. MrMobile CES 2018 coverage is brought to you by Thrifter, a new way to save money on everything from gadgets to home goods by shopping based on value and not hype. Check out the latest deals at thrifter.com and tell them MrMobile sent you. Stay tuned for more from CES 2018 in Las Vegas, folks. Until next time, thanks for watching, and stay mobile, my friends.